Welcome back to the Kaspa Silver YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be covering some news that has happened with Kaspa over the last few weeks. And before we begin, I just want to tell everyone that I hope you had a great Thanksgiving break. If you did have that and you are in America, we celebrated Thanksgiving. And I just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, and also that I am truly, truly thankful for every one of you guys that support the channel, support the Patreon, just any kind of support that you guys do for my channel. I just am really, really thankful for that. I wouldn't be here without you guys. So thank you so much. And let's get straight into it. First off, the Kaspa price is currently sitting at 16 cents. We are a stable coin. We've been stuck in this 15 to 16 cent range for so long, but I believe it's all for a reason. It's just building a larger floor for the next run up, I believe. And you can see our volume is absolutely insane. The market cap is sitting at 4 billion. 24-hour volume is almost $200 million. Current ranking is sitting at number 34. I mean, it's just a matter of time at this point, I believe, before Kaspa starts to move. And we're really close to all-time high. We're about 25% away from it. So it's just a matter of time. You know, a lot of these other coins that have been pumping drastically haven't seen their all-time highs in multiple years, and Kaspa hasn't seen its all-time high in just the last like 4 months. And you know, people are just getting really impatient. So honestly, you know, Kaspa is just a waiting game. There's really nothing fundamentally wrong with it at the moment. It's just a waiting game at this point. The current supply of Kaspa is 25.23 billion. And that is equivalent to about 87.94% mined. We're almost at that 88% mark. The current hash rate for Kaspa is sitting at 1.34 exahash, and the highest hash rate for Kaspa is sitting at 1.44 exahash. The current block reward is sitting at 78 Kaspa. The next reward will be 73 Kaspa, and that's going to be happening in 4 days, and that reduction is going to be on the 4th of December. The active addresses continue to rise and is currently sitting at 530,999 addresses, and our max TPS to date is still sitting at 1178. If we go to the KRC20 tokens, look at the stats over there, we can see that this has contributed to about 92.6 million transfers, which is equivalent to about 111.5 million Kaspa in fees. And then the tokens deployed is sitting at 1,500, and the 24-hour trading volume for KRC20 is sitting at $9.38 million. If we go to the inactive supply, you could see that the supply has not moved, and over the last 3 months has been declining, and it dropped under 60%. It's currently sitting at 59.51%. And I'm actually a contributor to this because I recently was doing some like wallet management. So I was actually moving my Kaspa that I literally haven't touched in close to over a year. So I probably contributed to this a little bit, but this is a little bit interesting here that back in November of last year, before we had the huge pump, you can see here that the inactive supply started to decrease drastically to eventually make 2 all-time highs here. And then 1 year later, fast forward, we're in November time, and what is happening again? The inactive supply is starting to fall below the price level, and it's almost setting up something extremely similar to what happened a year ago in November. So it's interesting that it looks like Kaspa likes to make its big moves between the times of November and February. That's pretty much where it looks like it likes to make the huge moves. If we look in the inactive supply for 6 months, it's dropping as well a little bit. It's currently sitting at 46.65%. For 1 year, it's sitting at 26.12%. 2 years is actually at an all-time high at 7.69%. And the 3 year is continuing to rise, almost hitting 1%, but it's sitting at 0.83% of the supply has not moved in the last 3 years. Next, I want to show you guys this visualizer that was recently created to give us some insight into how blocks per second will look on each speed. So currently we're sitting at 1 block per second, and this is how it basically looks. And then the future hard fork that's going to be coming in Q1 of 2025 is going to bring us to 10 BPS, and it's going to be looking something like this. And we can actually see this live being tested right now because 10 BPS is currently operational on a test net and is currently undergoing some other improvements to eventually get released to the public as a hard fork, and cannot wait for this to happen, because once the network upgrades to 10 BPS, the transactions per second is going to increase to 3,000 TPS, and that's going to be really great for the amount of demand that I believe will be coming to Kaspa in the near future. And then after 10 BPS, that's not the end goal, and 32 BPS could be an intermediate target before going even higher, because Jonathan came into the space advertising Kaspa as something to one day hopefully achieve 100 BPS. And this is basically like the end goal, to see Kaspa hit that milestone. But then after that, it even gives us a visualization of 250 BPS, and it says here, dreaming is a free permit for imagination. And who knows? The technology may improve to allow for 250 BPS sometime in the down the line future. But you got to consider hardware requirements and all that, because that is very important for Kaspa to succeed, is making sure that hardware requirements are extremely low so that it incentivizes decentralization to exist at its max capacity. And it's been really good. Right now I'm running the Kaspa network node on a Raspberry Pi 5. Cost me about $160. And if you go on Amazon like today as of recording, there's still some deals that you could pick up some mini PCs for like $200 to $300 that have pretty high-end specs that will be able to run 10 BPS. And $200 to $300 is not bad at all, considering when you're comparing the hardware requirements for other cryptocurrency networks, where you're looking at like $1,000 plus to run these nodes or be some kind of validator or something like that. So Kaspa decentralization is going to be one of the best in the crypto space. Also recently, a lot of the Kaspa core contributors and community members were at the Australia event that was being hosted for cryptocurrency, and Kaspa was able to be represented there, and Jonathan actually spoke at this event, and there's some videos that you could see on the Kaspa Currency YouTube channel, and I'm going to have the links down below to everything you see in this video. But these are some videos you probably want to check out that have Shai explaining why you should care about Kaspa. And then Jonathan actually gave a speech here as well, explaining Kaspa as well. So this is really neat to see that Kaspa is getting this type of adoption, and this kind of attention. Being at these events is actually probably a whole lot more important than just simply talking about it on YouTube or talking about it on X. Being at these events are good because a lot of VCs and like bigger players sometimes attend these events to learn about these new projects, especially exchanges and stuff like that. So this is really good to basically just get Kaspa into the eyes of people that can actually take Kaspa way further than where it is right now. Next, we have an announcement that Biconomy listed Kaspa. This is one of the few listings that we're going to be talking about in today's news video. Next, we have a clip from Christian showing the 1 second on-chain KRC20 transaction. He says, made possible by a fully decentralized atomic swap process using partially signed transactions. This will be live on Caspiano app in the coming days. This is a big deal for Cas and the KRC20 ecosystem, as decentralized trading on Kaspa will now be 3x faster than Solana, with the security, reliability, and decentralization that the Kaspa network is known for. The end game is near. Things are about to get crazy on Kaspa. And let's take a look at this clip. The quality isn't the best, but you're going to be able to see how fast this transaction goes through. So after you click agree, confirm purchase, and then sign the transaction, you're going to see that it literally took a second after you click sign transaction for that transaction to go through. And this is just amazing to see something like this on a traditional proof of work system that is fully decentralized and has the same level of security as Bitcoin. So really, really neat to see that Kaspa is really just innovating in the proof of work space. Next, we had a new listing on Zodia Custody, which is a company that specializes in giving custody for larger institutions. And something that was interesting to point out here was that Zodia on their website had a news article that talks about Marathon. It says US Bitcoin miner Marathon Digital Holdings selects Zodia Custody as International Digital Asset Custodian. And you can see that Captain Sats here said, would not be surprised if this came about through Mara connections. And this is because Marathon Mining is the biggest Bitcoin mining company in the world, and they also are mining Kaspa, and this is the only other proof of work that they've ever decided to mine. And it so happens to be that they chose Zodia Custody to be a partner with them. And then recently they announced that Kaspa was launched. And then on top of that, you could see that it says here, trusted by leading financial institutions. And one of those is 21 Shares. And randomly out of nowhere, 21 Shares made a post here that says, this week we're putting Kaspa and Near under the microscope to see which network stands out in terms of unique features and performance. And as of my knowledge, 21 Shares has not listed Kaspa, but they decided to compare Kaspa and Near together in terms of these type of statistics, so like market cap, block time, and the addresses, TPS, and the total transactions. So really interesting that they decided to make this comparison. But 21 Shares, you can see here, it says 5 years of pioneering crypto investments, world's largest crypto ETP provider. So basically 21 Shares is making basically ETFs for cryptocurrency and allowing people to, or institutions mainly, to get exposure into crypto. So it's just interesting to see that Kaspa is getting this type of recognition and being integrated in these bigger tools that will allow for institutions to kind of get into Kaspa. So it is really good to see that that level of adoption is possibly coming to Kaspa in the near future. Next, we have Kaspa KII announcing the KII Academy guidelines are finally here, and so is the application form to join one of the academies for programs. These are your guidelines. They're here to keep things simple, fair, and transparent for everyone. If you've been working on a project or idea built around Kaspa's technology, now's your chance to take it to the next level. The guidelines and the application form lay out how we'll review, collaborate, and grow together. So if you're interested in this, link will be down below for this post, so you can take a look at KII Academy guidelines and see how you can possibly get involved if you are creating a project that's going to be utilizing Kaspa. Next, we have an update for Ledger Live integration, and the link will be down below as well, so you can take a look at all the things that have currently been done in development, but things that have not been started yet is enable Ledger Live on desktop and enabling Ledger Live on mobile, but it is coming very soon. And if we jump to the present here, I think we see here that the developer that's working on the Ledger Live integration is showing here that he was able to get the Ledger Live application requests for the Kaspa app to be open on the device. So it looks like the testing is underway for Kaspa to work flawlessly with Ledger Live. So that is really good for a lot of users that are just used to Ledger Live and also want to have access to Kaspa on their phone if they have the Ledger Live compatibility with their Ledger device. So it's just going to be good for adoption so that Kaspa is available to all and all types of software. Next, we have another announcement here of a listing where Kaspa was listed on an exchange called Big One, and then another listing was on a place called Change Hero. So really cool to see that just every single week when I make a news video, I could talk about 3 or 4 different places where Kaspa is getting listed. So it's really interesting to see that. And then last but not least, we still have some kind of like teasers on CoinMarketCap showing that Kaspa may eventually just get listed on the Binance Web3 wallet and Trust Wallet, which Trust Wallet is a very, very like dominant wallet for like people who are just like beginner in crypto. They always go for Trust Wallet. I'm not sure why, but that's basically a really popular wallet that people tend to go to. And so Kaspa looks like it may be getting that listing there, even though they have not even made an official announcement that it is on there, because it currently isn't. They still already, for some reason, have made it appear under Kaspa as one of the wallets that are integrated with it. I almost forgot to mention this topic, but recently Binance just made an announcement that you can share an extra bonus of 88,000 Kaspa. And the way this works is basically whichever coin you mine between Bitcoin or Kaspa, you'll be able to be put into this promotion where you can earn a little bit extra Kaspa, which is kind of weird that no matter which one you mine, you're still going to get Kaspa as a little bit extra. But it's also interesting to see that Binance is continuously wanting to promote Kaspa in some sort of way to get people to mine on their pool. And you can see this is going to extend all the way until January 27th of 2025. And on top of that, Kaspa has recently been released on their mining pool back in August, and then now they're doing incentives. And someone has actually put in the time to do some research of other coins that have been listed on a Binance mining pool. And you can see here that CFX in late 2022 got a Binance pool listing. Then in January 2023, they launched mining incentives. And then in January 2023, they did a spot listing within weeks after this a mining incentive. And then RVN is another coin that in Q3 2021, they got a mining pool. Q4, they did incentives, and in early 2022, they got a spot listing. And then with Flex, you see here, you got Q4, mining pool gets launched, Q1, incentives, and then Q2, you got a spot listing. And currently, with the cycle of Kaspa, we have mining pool launch in August. Now we have mining incentives in November. So this basically suggests that we are possibly going to be for sure seeing a spot listing on Binance within Q1 of 2025. I mean, I'm fairly certain of that with all the evidence and everything they've done to basically look like they're integrating Kaspa in every single thing that Binance has as a product. It's going to be just around the corner. I'm still speculating it may even come out in December, but nonetheless, I truly believe that we're going to see that listing in Q1 of 2025, the latest. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. And before we go, wanted to make this announcement that Tangem has released a third batch of newly designed Cas co-branded wallets. And you could see that the design is this Kaspa logo, and it's like a green card, which is actually really clean. I do like this design a lot, but currently there are about 2,600 wallets left. And if you use the code KASPASILVER at the checkout, you will get 10% off your order. And I also do receive a commission, which greatly helps supports this channel. But Tangem is a really great wallet to store your crypto and your Kaspa offline and off exchanges. Anytime you keep your crypto on an exchange, you don't actually own it. So it's extremely important to self-custody your crypto on a wallet to prevent anyone from having control over your funds. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and take a look at that. Thank you guys again for watching this video. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here. And as always, don't be average, be different.